A secret emperor's open on slaves one evening in June 1260. The danger faced by the Mamluk Egyptian Sultan. Saif al-Din Mahmud Katz was feared by the great kings, even by his name, but the danger itself was standing in front of him, Mongol. These were the Mongol envoys who were not paying attention to anyone at the court. Katz knew that harshness or ill treatment of the messengers would mean an end to the concessions expected by Halaku Khan, but he decided otherwise. As soon as Halaku's messengers left the court, he ordered his soldiers to blow off the heads of the envoys and hang them on the gates of Cairo. This is our answer to Halaku Khan, but the fact was that the mules, Mongols, and Mamluks Egyptian army were no match. Sultan Katz also recognized this fact. Halaku was knocking at the gates of Egypt for an army of locusts, the number of which was like ants, but this was only a part of the mule army. The real storm was much more, which spread from the Karakoram Mountains, Mongolia, to both sides of the horizon, east and west. Where is the Far East Pacific Ocean? Those remote islands where the Portuguese took hundreds of years to reach, and where the waves of the Mediterranean Sea hit the shores of Jerusalem. It is impossible to imagine in such a situation. What is the possibility of Egypt that Khan.medieval mule emperor can kill? But no, the same sky, which was raining blood of sorrow on the snow fields of Turkestan, the meadows of Khorasan, the eye places of Bukhara and Kashgar, the army places of Ghazni and for the Regazars of Baghdad and Syria, was shocked. Since Saif al-Din Qutuzzi had defied the fury which had drenched the Great Turkestan with human blood, which had turned the whole of Khorasan and beyond into innumerable heaps of rubble, which had swept the valleys of the Tigris and the Euphrates, he had reddened it with blood, and he had destroyed the caliphate of Baghdad, where even the great rulers of their time used to rub their foreheads. Such was the terror of the mules upon the people of God that even the pen of the historian staggered. While covering and writing it, Arab historians remember it by the name of Tatar sedition. Ibn Kathir writes this atmosphere of terror and says, God put such terror in the hearts of the people. Such events appeared that could not even come to anyone's imagination. It is narrated by a person that a Tatar mule, alone in a village, entered and began to kill the people one by one. No one had the courage to defend himself against this lone man. I have also heard a tradition that a Tatar wanted to kill his prisoner, as he happened to have no weapon with him at the time. He ordered the prisoner to lie on the ground and went to find his sword. After a long time, he returned and killed the unfortunate prisoner, who had so much courage he could not get up and run away. Another person related to me the incident that I was walking along a road with 17 men when I saw a Tartar horseman coming, who ordered us to give each other muskets, tie hands and feet. My companions immediately agreed to obey his orders. I told them that this man is alone. Kill him and save your lives. He replied that we are afraid. I said that then it will kill us. Put an end to it. Maybe Allah will save us. But my companions were so terrified that they did not dare to lay hands on this lone Tatar. Allah gave me courage and I killed that Tatar with my dagger, and thus all our lives were saved. It was even seen that a Tatar woman would enter people's houses without hesitation and take away as much property and belongings as she wanted, but the owner of the house did not have the courage to even look at him. At the time Halaku Khan was invading Upper Iraq, Ayyubid Sultan al-Mulk al-Salih bin Ayyub in Egypt was dying on the front of Damietta against the Crusaders. Meanwhile, a Mamluk Ghulam Ruknuddin Baibars al-Bandakdari advances. He drags the Crusader Mujahideen into the city of Mansoura and welcomes them here with a shower of fire and stones. after a bloody battle, the Crusader. General Louis named the Frankish king, also called a saint by Europeans because he was a brave and mystical king, is captured. Thus the Seventh Crusade also reaches its end because of this feat. Ruknuddin Baibars, the chief of naval Mamluks, Farsaddin Jamdar, was approved. On the other hand, after the death of Malik al-Salih, his son, Turan Shah took over the throne and dismissed the Bari Mamluks and gave great positions to the Burji Mamluks. This caused a general resentment among the naval Mamluks, which eventually culminated in the assassination of Turan Shah by the Aktay Jamdar Shajar Aldar. The widow of Malik al-Salih succeeded Turan Shah, but the Caliph of Baghdad disapproved of this appointment, and the Mamluk princes were named Shajrat Aldar, ordered to depose. So, in order to avoid being deposed, Shajrat Aldar sent a message of marriage to a Mamluk emir, is Altan Ibak, and entrusted him with the position of Sultan. Thus, for the first time in the history of Egypt, the government of Anan came to the hands of a slave, and then the sky of Egypt saw a wonderful sight. The same slaves who were once driven like sheep in the deltas of the Nile. The pyramids of the pharaohs were high and majestic, and they had the blood of slaves hidden in their foundations. The same slaves who were once hungry and thirsty in the barren deserts, they were forced to drag heavy stones, which used to live worse than animals today. He was the owner of the fate of Egypt. These were the slaves who ruled the sea and the ocean for 300 years with such glory that no ruler of their time could have equaled them. Although I am not that religious, but let me say, yes, it was Islam that gave these slaves superiority over their masters. It was Islam that drove them out of the Rocky Mountains of Turkestan. The rest of the video will come soon. Till then, subscribe to our channel, share the video and comment. Thanks.